get to the point, especially if it's bad news. Don't beat around the bush. Don't play with it. Healthy hair is not long hair. It's this lopsided belief that healthy hair is long hair. It is not. Healthy hair is not expensive hair. The stuff you buy, the wigs you put on, the extensions you install are not yours. Therefore, and by definition, it is not healthy. In fact, it is dead hair from someone else's head. So the appearance of what you might think is healthy hair is not healthy hair. Relaxed hair is not healthy hair. I don't know how that happens, how someone thinks that changing the texture through a chemical and having it turn into someone else's less curly version or a soft texturized version makes it healthier. It's not true. It may improve the aesthetics of it. It may make it more manageable, but it's not necessarily healthy. And of course, just because your hair is completely natural, that might not necessarily mean it's healthy hair either. Healthy hair is strong hair, hair with elasticity, hair that is hydrated, and hair that resists breakage, and hair that has a healthy cuticle on the outside protecting it. That's the definition, if you ask me, of what healthy hair is. And professionals focus on retention. And they do this by emphasizing and working towards the health of your hair. First and foremost, paramount, number one, that is the primary goal, and should be, if not, of any stylist, of any so-called professional that sits you in a chair and puts their hands in your hair. Health. So can you keep it is the question. So we'll follow through a few sections here, and that was section 1. Section 2 of our conversation takes us into the first conversation, or back to, that I had. If you haven't seen it, go back, it's there. It's about the hairline prescription. I defined the hairline crisis, and I explained it as this baby hair, this fake baby hair that's along the front of the hair of the lines of most women that is over an inch, inch and a half, almost 2 inches at times on most women in Kenya. And I remember saying I did not know what was going on. In fact, I didn't notice it at first. I thought it was just a profound forehead that was genetically the reason why African women, especially in this part of the world, or where I am here, as I can see with my own 2 eyes up close, maybe they're born with extremely large foreheads. I don't know. That's what I thought initially. As cute as you might be, and many of you are very gorgeous, don't get me wrong, even with that big bulbous forehead that some may have naturally, but most do not. I thought it was genetics. So the first prescription is simple to fix this problem, because it's not genetics. It's actually something they cause women, our societal predisposition, our customary culture of handling 4C hair or very curly hair, 4B hair, how we handle that, or 3C hair, pardon me. How do we approach this type of hair? And we normally would braid it up. And that's the first and lasting hairstyle that most girls have, which means they put pressure and stress on the front hairline of their heads. And there begins the problem. So it's not genetics, and it's something totally preventable, and for most of you, reversible. So the first prescription is to reduce tension. All braiders aren't made the same. There are good braiders. There are decent braiders. There are gifted braiders. And there are braiders that should not touch anyone's head ever. All braiders aren't created the same. And not all braids are damaging. So we need to choose the best of the best. And they're out there. And I'm sure if you seek her out or him, you'll find them. So the scalp whispers before it screams. The warning signs. If after getting braids, your scalp is tender, overly so, and you have headaches and all this other stuff that comes along with it, and you can't sleep on your braids that night, it's done too tight, and it's on the way to long-lasting damage if that continues. If you get bumps around your braids, something's wrong. There's way too much tension. Maybe the person didn't like you, lack of love, empathy, compassion for others. Who knows? A sociopath who put them in? But if you have bumps, itching, excessive tightness, and receding edges that are quite noticeable, then there is a problem with your braider. The earlier intervention occurs, the greater the recovery potential. Measures that you take before, in between the shampoo bowl and the heat tools that you use to style, smooth your cuticle, silk your hair out, whatever you might use these tools for. There is protective serums that are made for that. And I have recently developed my own version after extensive research because it was time. I've been in the business long enough to contribute value in that way. Moved from behind the chair and using style products every day for umpteen years, actually decades now. Transferring my skills into educational platforms. I've worked for companies like Mazzani, for example, one of the top brands in the world for African people. I've helped even the formulation process and the testing of chemicals for companies. It is time, with all that background and knowledge and experience, to create my own, and I have done so. And if not me, then who? If not someone that has spent over 30 some odd years, bordering 38 at this point. Wow. To give back in a way that serves the people that will trust me, serving them with a product that I have personally vetted with all my experience. And that is the RR Elixir, which is my first offering to the world. First East Africa and then beyond. It's a serum. Now these serums, in my case, I call it an elixir, the RR Elixir, have certain properties. You drip just a little bit for your process, and then thereafter, throughout the week, because it being so light and so absorbent that it's designed to be used on a daily basis, weekly basis, before you come back to see me, to protect your hair, as you may pull out a flat iron here and there, hopefully, not daily, to refresh your style. So my philosophy is simple. Preparation before heat. Not repair after damage. The RR Elixir formula is built around 5 primary performance ingredients, as I said. Silicone technology. Silicones are great lightweight protective film around the hair shaft. The follicle is the bottom where the hair is manufactured by the body, and once the hair leaves the follicle and surfaces, it becomes the shaft. So the benefits: it's a heat protectant. It reduces friction, as I said before, all of these things. It increases shine, and it helps to retain moisture. Now, my professional heat protectants commonly utilize silicone technology because it provides thermal buffering between hair and styling tools. To repeat what I've said, many heat protectant systems are marketed for protection up to approximately 420 degrees Fahrenheit, 450 degrees Fahrenheit. In between those two ranges, as you'll find that the tools will go no further in most cases than 450 degrees. Because when you start moving past that to about 500 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to start burning the hair. It's going to singe. So that's the reason for these parameters. If you're Kenyan, you're East African, you're anywhere else in the world besides America, you're using the metric system. So that ranges from 250 degrees Celsius to 232 degrees Celsius when these products are formally and properly formulated. So coconut oil, let's talk about that, which is in my product. One of the most studied oils in hair science. The benefits is that it reduces protein loss. Now, protein is what your hair is made of. They're keratin bonds. We often call it keratin. Now, these bonds are linked together in your hair, same as in your nails. And coconut, for some reason, the man upstairs is at work always. There's nothing that is good for you that is not touched by the hand of God first. And coconut oil is a natural extract, obviously from coconut. And you'll find that you don't need to go to a lab and recreate anything. The universe was designed properly, and everything we need grows right in that garden that He produced for us. So coconut oil, it reduces protein loss. It penetrates the hair shaft. It improves flexibility as a result of moisturization, and it helps reduce breakage because of all of that. And unlike many oils that remain primarily on the surface, coconut oil penetrates into the cortex. It just does it naturally. It's the man upstairs is God giving us His own version of a natural product and process for moisturizing and getting into the cortex, past the surface of our hair, into the cortex. So argan oil is the next thing, and it's known as a gold liquid for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess I do is why I'm using it on you. I've used it in many other products. It just smells so good, man. And I'm one of those. It not only has to do well and be the top product in the world, but if it doesn't smell good, it doesn't serve me, because I know that the smell, that sense, along with positive results and smelling good leaving, or your hair smelling just incredibly, like beautifully fragranted, is one of the hallmarks of a professional stylist, especially one that wants to stand out and have you return. So I've always picked the best. And amongst the best, I'm picking the one that has the most unique, aromatic, emotive response to make you remember me and come back. And that's argan oil for me. And it's known as liquid gold as a result. The benefits is that it is rich in fatty acids, is that it has vitamin E in content. It smooths the cuticle and it adds shine. Argan oil helps improve manageability without excessive weight. That is another hallmark of a good product, is that it is extremely light, because you don't come into the hair salon with dirty, drab hair that's oiled down, full of pollutants, full of smog and all this other stuff, and it's heavy because of that. And then I cleanse it, I moisturize it, I get it all off, I get the hair light and fluffy, and then I reach for oil that weighs it down again. Doesn't make any sense. So we choose something, I choose something. Professionals will choose ingredients in everything that we use on you that will dissipate, disappear, appear not to ever have been there. And argan oil has that property. Jojoba oil is that it is also lightweight. Once again, it mimics scalp oils. So the thing is that we really shouldn't be placing oil on the scalp itself. I know, we've always been taught that, and of course, even worse, to grease your scalp. It's not the healthiest thing to do, and I don't recommend it. What we should be doing is stimulating the sebaceous glands, our natural oil producer in the hair follicle that helps our hair grow and seals it and gives it that oil before it leaves the scalp. So conditions the cuticle layer, and jojoba oil also helps reduce dryness. There's going to be a whole lot of happy people, women, men included, in the world that need the value of this product. It is very good. It's more than a 10 out of 10. This is a home run. I'm telling you guys, I'm more than pleased. You're gonna love this stuff, trust me. Wow. The brand is born, the RR Elixir.